Beaver County Softball Network. We are here in Blackhawk, uh, and they're hosting a tournament for the high school division for the Ballin with Bogacki. So it's a fundraiser for the Bogacki family. I am having technical issues, so my camera angles are going to be different than what they usually are, but we'll make it work. But yeah, this is Ballin for Bogacki. I'm streaming the high school division for the semifinal games and the championship. So we'll have 3 games in a row here. And like I said, our camera angles are not what they normally are, but we'll make it work the best we can. I try to get my HDMI transmitters. They're just not working for me. So we'll pivot and do the best that we can with what we got. I do have 3 angles. I'm just behind them. I like to be in front of them, but we'll do with it. All right, so this game, I believe it's, let me see, Seneca Valley and Mohawk, I believe. So this should be a good game. Let me see if I can pull them up on Game Changer. And with on Game Changer, unfortunately, I'll have to fight through these two due to the use of last names for whatever reason. Okay, so looks like they're warming up and we're going to get ready to roll here in a second. The pitcher for Seneca Valley will be a good one to watch. I believe she's committed to Clemson. She is a good pitcher, and her mom is the coach for Seneca Valley. So they have a deep-rooted softball family, and her name is, I think it's Haynes. Is it Lexi Haynes? I think it is. I don't have the roster in front of me, so going by memory, and I don't have a good one of those. All right, so let me see if I can make us work with what we got. And looks like the first pitch is going to it's a ball. Yeah, this pitcher's, like I said, she's going to Clemson, and that just means she's a really good pitcher. So should be fun to watch. And Mohawk has a really good team as well. Missed outside. So Mohawk, this is number 3, Moscow batting. They had a really good year last year, and I don't think they lost many kids to graduation. Maybe 2, 3. There's a strike. So we got 2 balls and 1 strike. I also don't have my sound behind home plate, so you'll have to hear mostly me. There's a foul ball, and I do have most of the field covered, just kind of far away. It's a foul ball. Yeah, this is the first broadcast I did for almost 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I literally did not open my box of goodies for that long. So opened it up. It wasn't working. Kind of surprised. That ball's in play, and she's going to be safe. That was one of those balls where the third baseman was probably playing even with a bag, and slow roller there with any kind of speed. She'll be safe. Okay, so now batting is 00 Hare. And I don't know their first names. So bear with me. And she offered there. Looks like she's slapping. Almost would think you would want to bunt her over here. Called strike, but she's going to run to second there. It hits up base runner. You're not going to get many leadoff runners on base against this pitcher, so you really need to play some small ball here and try to get her to score. 0-2's the count. Swing and miss, strike 3. So that will be the first out. Runner on second base, 1 out. This is the top of the first. There's a foul ball. I will update the scoreboard so we know what teams are playing. I think I have their logos as well, so I just didn't have time to get all that stuff set up with all my camera issues I've been dealing with. Batting now is number 1, Lydia Cole. I do know this girl, she plays for the Team Pennsylvania organization for her travel ball. There's a foul ball. I think we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's a beautiful day out here. There's a swing and a miss. So that'll be 2 outs. Yeah, this pitcher, she's a tough one. You got to work hard to get any runs on her, that's for sure. So this is number 16, Cowards up. First pitch is a ball outside. There's a swing and a miss. This is the high school division, so you're going to see, many of these kids are used to playing against this high level competition. Then a lot of the kids that play high school ball are not used to it. And like I said, I know Mohawk has one of the better teams in the WPIAL. Should be competitive this year as well. So this is a good test for them. Missed outside. So got Two balls and two strikes. There are two outs. Runner on first base. This is the top of the first. There's a foul ball. And like I said, if you're watching, used to seeing different views, I've had camera issues, so I need to stay close to the hub of all this. I'm all connected to the wires because my transmission isn't working. Missed outside. That was close. Full count here. It's very windy out. All right, full count pitch. Ball four. So there's runners on first and second. There are two outs. And to the plate is number 21, Magno. Foul ball. I don't know who that hit. There's a strike. So we have two strikes on this batter, two outs. Runners on first and second. Nobody scored. Foul ball hanging in there. And I don't know many of these girls from Mohawk. I don't know a lot of girls from Seneca Valley, if I'm being honest. I cover Beaver County teams mostly, and these teams, one is in Lawrence County, the other is in, is that strike three? Yeah, that's standing. Okay, so after the top of the first, we have no score. We'll be back with the bottom half after a short break. So hopefully the replays will be good, but all the instant replays I do, I'll create a video with all of them, and it kind of gives like a condensed game to watch. It's pretty cool way to watch games. I'll post that later this week. Then I hope to do like a top 10 plays. If we can catch some nice plays by these girls, we'll make a little bit of a highlight video if we can. And like I said, with these camera angles, I don't know how things are going to turn out, but we're going to definitely give it a shot. So here we go. We have the bottom of the first. First pitch is the ball. Pitching for Mohawk is number 21, Magno. There's a strike. We got one ball and one strike. And for Seneca, we have number 18, Abby, leading off. Shows bunt. Went after a bad pitch. You can see the frustration on that. She did not want to do that. So we have one ball and two strikes. Called strike three. It's a nice pitch. Caught the corner. She hit exactly where the catcher set up her. All right, so that's one out for Mohawk, and we have number 12, Julia, batting on the left side of the plate here. There's a strike. My daughter played against Mohawk a couple years ago when she was a senior, and I don't remember all their names, and the girls that I did know graduated, so I do remember this name though, Magno. I remember her. I bet you she was probably a freshman whenever my daughter was a senior. Looks like that was a slap attempt. She didn't offer though. Triple threat. It's nice to see. Makes slappers really tough to defend if they can bunt, slap, and swing. And it's not easy to switch between methods at the same at bat. Not many girls can do that, at least at this age. All right, so we have a full count here. Another foul. Most most slappers convert from the right side. So, a lot of them aren't able to swing. It takes a while for them to develop that. There's a swing and a miss, strike three. That's two outs. This is going to be a pitcher's duel here. So now batting, it's Seneca Valley's pitcher, Lexi. I'm pretty sure her last name's Haynes, Lexi Haynes. I gotta try to update the scoreboard. Hopefully before the game's over, I'll do that. And there's a pop-up. And that's against the fence. And that'll be a double. That was a big shot. I don't know. I feel like this one camera, I lost it. That ball was one hop to the fence. It was a big shot. So they have a courtesy runner now for the pitcher. And there's another shot. And that one's going to be caught by the center fielder. That'll end the inning. Just one hit. No runs. So after one inning, we are tied up at 0. Be right back. All right, so most of my communication goes through Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and if you are on Facebook, please follow us and make sure you interact with our posts to help bring in some revenue to the network. But if you aren't and you still want to stay plugged into our network, there's this newsletter that you can sign up for, and I'm going to send out a monthly newsletter that contains news about softball in and around Beaver County. So if you're interested, go to newsletter.bcsoftballnetwork.com and sign up for it. And I'll add your email to our list that gets sent out every week. Or I'm sorry, it's every month. It's not weekly, it's monthly. I don't think I'd have enough time of the day to do a weekly one. All right. So for whatever reason, my outfield camera hung on me, but we're back. And this is the second inning, and of course, I did not update the scoreboard. First pitch is low. I was going to update it, but like I said, the camera kind of dropped its signal out here. I don't know if it went to sleep on me or what. Strike. So we have a 1-1 count. Foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is number 22. Bazula. I know this family, but I do not. I think it's her. I'm going to find out, so I say it right. It's Gianna. That's what I thought it was. So this is Gianna Swinging. She was another Team PA girl for a while, but she ended up going to Outlaws, I believe. And I believe her mom is either the head coach or helping coach for Mohawk. She's a pretty good coach. Was that foul ball? Swing and a miss. I don't know. Did she tip that? I don't know. The catcher dropped it, so she might have foul tipped it. It's hard to hear sitting out here in the outfield without a mic behind home plate. That mic is more important than you know until it's not there. There's a swing and a miss. That'll be strike three, and that'll be the second out. This is where a pitcher like Lexi is really hard hit towards the end of the batting order. You know, a lot of these teams just don't have that deep lineup. The other thing that's tough too with high school is that, you know, you have freshmen. You know, freshmen are what, 14 years old, and they're playing against girls that are 18 or soon to be 18 anyway. So it's not easy for those younger kids to step in that box, especially against the pitcher that's going to a Power 5 school. Doesn't happen often. The last pitcher to do that was Peyton List, and she went to Virginia Tech originally, but now she transferred over to James Madison. There's a swing and a miss. Well, we got 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Peyton is, she really did well hitting last year. I wonder how much of a pitching role she's going to have this coming up season. And there's a pop-up that's going to be out of play. Made some contact. And then another girl from Beaver County will be Peyton's teammate down at James Madison. It'll be Callie Langston. She'll be going down there out of Beaver Falls. Another foul. She hanging in there now. Now you're finally getting adjusted to the speed, and she's going to throw a change up or a drop or something. I don't know all the pitches that Lexi can throw, but I'm sure something's coming. It's going to mess up her timing. Looked like a drop to me. Smart to lay off that. It makes the count even at 2. There are 2 outs. And I don't know, this is Stewart batting number 19. I don't think I announced her number yet. Swing and a miss. Drop, third strike, and they'll finish the out at first. All right, so we'll be back with the bottom half of the second inning, still locked up at 0. All right. So if you haven't subscribed to my network, please do. Um, it helps us grow, and the goal one day is to actually monetize on YouTube. I'm monetized on Facebook, but on YouTube it takes a little bit more than what I got, and I'll get into more of that in between the breaks. First pitch was a ball. This is Page batting, number 19. I did update the scoreboard. I just got to add Mohawk's logo. And if you're joining late and not used to seeing these views, my HDMI transmitter is not working. So I had all three cameras are sitting here by me, which the lazy part of me is happy with that. I don't have to walk anywhere. But I like zooming in on a pitcher and batter in the batter's box, and then having there's a ball play to second, and makes the play to first. That'll be an out. The camera behind home plate is nice to have too. But I think this is going to work. So we got one out. And then if you don't know, these two pitchers are tough to hit. So this is going to be a very good game. Pitcher's duel here. First pitch is a strike. This is Rachel, number 5 for Seneca. Try to do this. Ha, did it. There's a pop up, and it's fair ball, and not gonna have a play. It was kind of a I don't know, the first baseman was playing really deep. You would think she would have had a shot at making that play on the fly. Bunt attempt. It's going to be inside. And batting now is number 00, Izzy. Runner on first, one out. You are watching the Ballin for Baggy. I'm sorry. Ballin for Bogacki tournament. The fundraiser here for a family that had a tragic accident, lost a couple lives. The dad and 2 of the 3 children in the family, and the youngest daughter and her mom are trying to piece her life back together. So not an easy experience to go through, I'm sure. There's the football. And the community in and around Beaver County has really got together and are trying to do our best to help this family as much as we can. There's a foul ball. This tournament they have 62 teams, mostly travel teams, but like I said, the high school division, they had, I think, 8 teams in it, so kind of a big tournament, especially this time of year. There's a ball back to the pitcher, and she's going to get the force at second. And they try to turn two, but they did not get it in time. But there are 2 outs. Probably shouldn't have switched the camera like I did. Oh well. Gonna have to get used to this. Alright, so we still have a runner on first base, and there are 2 outs. There's a hit to third. It's going to be foul. It's nice out too. It's like 80 degrees and sun shining. Decent breeze. There's a hit up the middle. Short gets it. Throws it to first to make the out. That'll be 3 outs there. So after 2, we are still tied up at 0. Be right back. All right, so this is one of the things I was talking about. So to get monetized on YouTube, you need to have 4,000 watch hours over the previous 365 days. So um, it's uh, it's a lot easier said than done. But as the network grows and gets bigger, this number can get easier and easier to get to. I'm like around 2,500, so I'll probably get there sometime next year. And you know, as far as what that does for the network, that's still to be determined. But hopefully, it brings in some revenue where I can you know, do different things and upgrade equipment and that kind of thing. But the whole plan is to stay 100% funded by social marketing and you know, we have a shop too, BCSN shop, so all that stuff will help generate revenue to help keep us free for everybody. There's a swing and a miss. I mentioned this before. I don't do. Uh, I decided not to do um, sponsors anymore. And I kind of had mixed feelings about it, but you know, sponsorships are typically easy money. You know, just because of donations and just it's easy to advertise businesses and stuff when you do something like this. But there's a swing and a miss with the sponsors, especially local businesses. I feel should be left for the softball teams around the area. I don't want to go around getting sponsorships missed outside and take away money from the youth programs. Did he call that strike 3? See if I can catch that. Yeah, he did. It must have been a really good curve. It's hard to see this far out, but the catcher definitely reached for that. Swing and a miss. Yeah, so I decided, especially with the economy today, batting here for Mohawk is number 24, Granado. That's a strike on a corner. Lexi's starting to feel it. But yeah, the sponsorships, I decided that, especially with the economy the way it is and the inflation and everything, typically businesses cut marketing. Is usually the first area that they trim up on. And if I'm out there getting money from local businesses, I feel like I'm taking money away from the local sports, and that's not my reason to do this. Missed outside. So the faster I grow and get bigger, and the more money we can squeeze out of the social marketing area. Missed high. As we get bigger too, I'll get national sponsors, which I don't mind taking money from them. Miss low. I almost feel like the catcher. I don't know if she's not knowing what's coming or. I'm out in the sun. Everything is so hot with the sun beating on it. So we have a courtesy runner for, I'm assuming, the catcher. My phone's hot. Camera's hot. All right, who we got here? I can't see. I am happy that I better not say it, I'll jinx myself. Swing and a miss. The cell connection has been pretty solid. So I think this is the top of the order for Mohawk. Yes, she's 1 for 1. She had that little dribbler to third that she beat out at first. So foul ball. Looks like I lost my other camera again. I think it goes to sleep. To see if there's a setting. There's a foul ball. Ooh, that's a nice pitch. Just outside. It's one of those spots where if you swing, you are not hitting that. So you have 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a foul ball. Looks like the batter just kind of threw a barrel at that. Camera's back. That's a nice hit. Nice catch by third. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch that on a replay. It happened way too quick. It was a nice play. So that is 2 outs. And we have the next batter here, number 2, or number 0-0, batting second. It's Hare. Slap attempt. Looks like that was a drop. I know a lot of pitchers like to attack slappers on the outside part of the plate with screwballs or there's a foul ball. A lot of times you see slappers that cheat running down the line to first and they leave that outside part of the plate unprotected. So it's very important for them to hug that plate through their crossover. To keep that plate coverage. A lot of slappers make it look easy to do. It is not easy, especially when you're pitching or batting against pitchers of this quality. It's tough. There's a pop-up. You think about it, someone's throwing 60 plus to you and you're running towards the pitcher on a swing. So we have timeout here. Looks like the coach is going to talk to her pitcher or something. I don't know if something she sees. One thing I'll get into in between innings here is the small ball podcast. So when I do these games, if you live in a PA area, come the end of October, we all crawl into our caves and you don't see us outside until March. So I came up with this podcast that, we talk softball, and I do it to kind of bridge the gap to keep the traffic coming to the network. And one of the more popular features of this is the player interviews. And the first year I did 3. Last year I did 6. And this year I'm doing 12 or 13 interviews. So it should be a very fun podcast season. And that'll be strike 3 and a final out. I didn't know if she fouled that or not, but she did not. So that'll be the top of the third. So we'll be back here with the bottom half of the third inning. Thanks for watching. So probably sometime in October, I'm going to re-release the season 2 interviews. So I had 7 interviews last year, not 6. So we're going to re-release those in October, just to get things ready for the upcoming season. First pitch is a strike. Yeah, this next batter for Seneca is number 3. That's a long last name. There's the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beer Temple. I'm terrible with names, so I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, and I apologize if you are watching. There's a ball back to the pitcher. She makes the play first for the out. That'll be the first out. So our next semi-final game here. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Bunt attempt, pulled back. Looked like it was a slapper again. So it's going to be the Lady Canes versus Riverside. Riverside is the only Beaver County team that made it into the semifinals. Beaver was eliminated by Seneca Valley, and Blackhawk was eliminated by Mohawk. There's a foul ball. The Riverside made it, and that was the only 3 teams from Beaver County that entered this tournament. Which I don't understand. You know, like these types of games are really good for your freshmen and for coaches to look and see what they have. That was real close to being a bunt. I wonder if the Senate coaches are asking about that. Or I'm sorry, that would be the Mohawk coaches. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Looks like she tipped it by the umpire's signal. And the catcher held on to it for strike 3. So yeah, following this game, we'll have Riverside and Newcastle. Then after that game, we'll have the championship. It's a called strike there. This is number 18, Abby, for Seneca Valley. She's 0 for 1. We have 2 outs here. 1 ball and 1 strike on this batter. A little inside. This is the bottom of the 3rd. No score. Good game here. Pitchers stole a couple hits by both teams combined. There's not many. Check swing. That'll be a ball. I only think there's 3 hits. 3 hits and no errors. And only 2 walks. So there's not many base runners here. There's a foul ball. The count is now full. 2 outs. And like I said, these 2 teams are pretty good teams. And that is going to be ball 4. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear a parent out there who's not happy with that call. There's a strike on the outside corner there. Runner on first. There are 2 outs. And number 12, Julia, is batting for Seneca Valley. There's a pop-up. And that's going to fall foul. My outfield cameras. That's usually my behind home plate camera, but like I said, the HDMI transmitters have failed me. I don't know what's going on with them. There's a ball back to the first baseman. And is that foul? I think so. Foul ball. 2 strikes on the batter here. Missed high. One ball and 2 strikes. He called strike 3 there. So after 3, we are locked up at 0. This is an elimination game, so we're going to have to figure out who wants to win this one. We'll be right back. So our first podcast episode, it's actually our second, but our first episode was released in June. It was about the travel. It was a parent's guide to selecting the right travel team, something like that. But it was actually our most viewed podcast, so it was a good one. This one, our second episode, it's going to be released the first Sunday in November. This is about the behind the scenes footage of what I do to set up for these streams. I know for the people who are here to watch softball, it's probably not a good episode for you, unless you're interested into it. Who knows? But I know there's a lot of people asking me what I do and how I do it. So this will show you everything that I do to get this network ready to stream games. It's pretty interesting. But that'll be the first Sunday in November that I will release that. First pitch is a ball. And after that, we'll have another episode. I'll bring that one up next, and then we'll start the player interviews after that. So we have a whole lineup of shows that takes us into the high school season in March. Foul ball. This is number 1, Lydia Cole. She's 0 for 1. Swing and miss there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was a nice pitch there. Hard to lay off on that one. There's a hit. That's going to be caught by center field. I don't know if you caught that or not. Let's see. Almost. Still trying to learn these angles and what to use. So that is the first out. And up now is number 16, Cower, 0 for 1. Must have walked. Time is called. Missed outside. This pitcher, Lexi, when she misses, it doesn't miss by much. But you can see the movement on her balls. Swing and a miss. And one thing, my daughter plays at Youngstown, Youngstown State, and it's a smaller Division I school, but you could see a lot of those pitchers are, they're more about their locations and spins and movement. That is a foul ball. And you see girls throwing a mid to upper 60s. Nothing. I haven't seen anything yet in the 70s, but most of those girls at that level can hit those fastballs. It's the movement and location that makes it tough. So we got 2 balls and 2 strikes, and you can see this pitcher's good here because she has a lot of movement. I can see it sitting out here in center field. And that's going to be a lazy pop-up to the pitcher. And she grabbed it for the second out. So it's 2 outs, and we have Magno batting. She's 0 for 1. She's also having a good game in the circle. Miss Sloan outside. Ball 1. Miss inside. 2-0. I'm not sure what the times are on the games. The next game is going to start at 3:30, so it's 5 after 3 now, so maybe 10, 15 minutes left in this game. There's a swing and a miss. Maybe it was a foul. Okay, we have a 2 ball and 1 strike count here. It's tie, 3-1. Swing and a miss. Gives us a full count with 2 outs. I didn't change. Oh, yeah, I did. It's the 4th inning. I did change the inning. I usually don't, but I did. How about that? Swing and a miss, strike 3. She dropped the ball, but she tags her to finish the out. Okay, so we'll be back with the bottom half of the 4th. Still no score. So Valley Rage is the um, travel team here in Beaver County. It's been around for 25 years. This year was its 25th anniversary. So they've been around a long time. And one of the things that were pretty cool this year is they had exchange students come and play for them. So one of their teams that I think it was 14U or 13U, something like that. But these two girls um, came and played on the team. They weren't there long, maybe a couple weeks, but they got to play a tournament and a couple games with their team. And it's pretty cool. And I was able to interview them um, at the field. So I don't know how the quality of the audio is going to be, but I did interview them, and that'll be the second podcast that I release. That'll be the second weekend in November. And their names were Sarah from Croatia and then Mayan from Israel. Nice girls. The one girl from Croatia, her English wasn't great, and she was kind of um, say like hesitant to talk. She wasn't confident to talk in English or speak in English. So, but I thought she did a good job. I understood her. So it was pretty cool interview. Like I said, hopefully it turns out. That didn't miss by much. Lexi's batting. She's 1 for 1. She hit one hop the fence out here for a double. Best hit of the game. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. You almost want to be careful pitching to her. You don't want to miss anything over the plate. And she hurts you with a solo shot. She's definitely capable of that. That's a hit. Third gets it. Throws it to first, and it's going to make the play. All right, so that's first out. That was a big out there. So now batting for Seneca is Bella, number 8. She's 0 for 1. Every time I come out here at the Blackhawk, my allergies bother me. Way too country for me. Not that I'm a city boy, but something out here in the air gets to me. There's a foul ball. Hot shot down the line. There's the ball back to the pitcher. Makes the play to first. Easy out there. There hasn't been much action. Kind of have to admit it, kind of a boring game, to be honest with you. All right, so we got 2 outs. This is number 19, Page, batting. First pitch is a ball. Missed high on that. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Still locked up at 0. This is a pitcher's duel here. I thought it would be. Trying to get her to swing at something. It's a off-speed pitch there. Swing and a miss. So fills the count up here. She came back. She was down. What, 2-0. Now she's got a full count here. There's a pop-up foul. Checking on an outfield camera. It's still alive. Two outs, full count, nobody on base. Good eye there. Don't have any highlights here, so I'm going to have to play a instant replay for a walk. All right, so Rachel's up. She's 1 for 1. Had a single her last at bat, if I remember right. There's a strike. Bunt attempt. It's foul. That's 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runners on first here. She's gonna have to put them on play here. She had to hit her first at bat, so it's possible. Let's see what happens. There's a ball back to the pitcher. Nice play. And gets the 3rd out. That could have got through the infield. That was a nice play. All right, we'll be back with the top of the 5th inning. Still locked up at 0. All right, so I was talking about our small ball podcast. This starts up November, and the difference this year, the episodes are going to be posted live. So they're not going to be live interviews, but the premieres will be live, and people can interact. I'll be on there so I can answer any questions that might be on it. It's going to be pretty cool. The podcasts are all going to be in 4K. So if you're watching on your TV, it should be real sharp and clear. And like I said, we have 12 or 13 player interviews. So this is going to be a fun season to watch. All right, so we are going into the top of the fifth, and I did not change the scoreboard. So let me do this real quick once this pitch is over. Shows bunt, and she pulled back. So we got one ball and no strikes here. Showing bunt again. Another pull back there. Two balls on a batter. Good eye. She pulled back again. 3 balls. Did she offer? I don't know. I didn't see what the umpire said. There's the 3-0 pitch. I didn't see anything change, a game changer. There's a foul ball. It's the first strike, 3-1. Showing bunt again and pop this one up. Gets the out. You'll see these teams, they're going to start trying to do whatever they can to get someone on base. That there, just a little bit of a tip. When you drop the tip of your bat to try to reach a lower pitch, it's going to pop up every time. You got to keep that bat parallel or in an angle and bend your knees to go down with the pitch. So we have one ball in this batter. I don't know why, but Game Changer isn't updating, so I can't tell you who's batting. Another bunt attempt. Pulled back. I think Mohawk has just come to the realization that hitting is going to be tougher and tougher as this game goes on. Another bunt attempt. It's going to be a strike. Two balls and one strike. This is number 12. Pistorius batting. There's a pop-up. You could see she dropped her barrel too. You want to keep that barrel of that bat. You want it to be above your hands when you're squaring around. And if it's low, bend your knees. Get down with it. Don't change that bat angle. Another foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wait, that was strike 3. That's right, foul ball, bunt attempt. So that's 2 outs now. This is number 19, Stewart, batting. So we have Cowher is still on second base. And that is going to get... No, she stayed at second. I don't think there's been a base runner on third all game. If I remember right, this is the third base runner on second. 2 for Mohawk and 1 for Seneca. If I remember right, could be wrong. My memory isn't like it used to be. I never had a good memory to begin with, to be honest with you. My age isn't doing me any favors with that at all. Missed outside again. She does not miss by much. There's a foul ball. Missed high, ball 4. That puts 2 base runners on for Mohawk. Like I said, we don't have many highlights this game. So we have 2 outs here, first and second, number 24. Granada's up 0 for 1. Missed outside. Missed inside. You can see that Lexi is not sharp. It's one of those things where you almost wonder when the last time she's pitched, being that it's the end of the year and not many things are going on from a travel standpoint. And high school hasn't played since May, so it's interesting. Again, that not by much. It could be this umpire's really picky too. That happens a lot. But you gotta make your adjustments. You gotta know what they want to call and make sure they're seeing it. That was a foul ball. Three balls and 1 strike on number 24, Granada. another foul. Runners still on first and second. Biggest threat of the day for both teams. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And that will close the door on that one. So we'll be back here with the bottom of the fifth with Seneca looking for that winning run. I think we're getting close to time here. But we'll be right back. Wind's picking up here. So we had a NFL survivor pool that we do. That's typically my biggest fundraiser during the off season in the fall. But I donated that money raised to the Bogacki family. So my next fundraiser is going to be for this. It's a raffle for this Mevo live streaming kit. So if you're interested in getting one, you'll have to email me at bill.littler@bcsoftballnetwork.com. And it comes with everything you need. So it has a Mevo camera, a magic arm, custom magnet mount, heat sink to keep the Mevo cool, and then also a power bank. And they are $10 an entry, 3 for $25. And then once I get, I don't even know how many I need, but once I get so many entries, I'll draw, and the winner gets it. There's a bunt. First tags the runner out, but we get the replay. And I didn't realize it, but they already put the international tiebreaker on second, so that moves the base runner over to third base. And if you're not familiar with the international tiebreaker, when typically it happens in extra innings, so, and I don't think it happens in the eighth inning. It's more in the ninth inning for high school rules anyway. But it's when you put a runner on second base when the inning starts, and it just is a way to move the game along faster. And the interesting thing is, I think Major League Baseball's doing it now too. And they did it here just because of time restrictions. So this next game is supposed to start at 3:30 right now, so we're running it a bit behind because of this game. All right, so we got a runner on third base with one out, and Emma is batting. And they did this last inning for Mohawk, and I didn't even realize it. I knew that there was a girl on second, and I thought she walked and got moved over by one of the bunt attempts, but now it makes sense. Foul ball on the bunt there. So they started this actually last inning, last half inning, top of the fifth. So the winning run is on third base for Seneca Valley. Called strike three. I was waiting for the umpire to call that. It was a little inside, but he gave it to her. So that's 2 outs. This will be a big out here to get out of the inning. There's a foul ball. Then, like I said, last year, Mohawk, they went deep into the Whitfield playoffs, so they're a playoff ready team. There's a hit. Fly ball. And it's going to be caught. Had to switch to my wide view. Hopefully you could see it. So we go to the 6th. Still tied up at 0. We'll be right back. I want to talk on this again. This fundraiser is going to help me buy a Starlink. So I've decided that, you know, when I go to fields in and around Beaver County, some fields work with Verizon. Like right now, I'm using a Verizon SIM card. It works fine. In like Aniline Park for Central Valley, the only thing that works down there is AT&T. And then Hopewell over at Independence, the only thing that works at that field is T-Mobile. And then you can go out to the Blackhawk community fields that's out in the middle of nowhere. Nothing works there. So I decided that, you know, the Starlinks are affordable now, where you can actually get them without having to pay too much money. And what's nice about them too is you can turn off the service. So like between November and March, you can turn off the service and not get charged for it. What's going on? What did I miss? Why are there runners on second and third? So they're putting runners on second and third to start the inning. I never knew this was a rule. Okay. All right, so we do have runners on second and third base to start this inning. And we have number 88, Johnson, batting. It looks like, I don't think she's batted yet today. Check swing, I think she went. Now, I don't know if I'm swinging here, bunting. Of course, maybe it doesn't matter because you get that force. I don't know. depends on how you look at it, I guess. And a lot of it depends on the player, too. This girl might be able to hit the ball. Let's see. We got 2 strikes right now. And that is going to be a pass ball and a wild pitch, but nobody advances. That could have been tragic for Mohawk. That ball just slipped away out of her hand. Nothing hurt. It's a ball. So we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the first out. Do have runners on second and third. And it brings up Abby Moscow, number 31. She's 1 for 2. She is the leadoff batter, and time is called. It'll take a minute to talk about this. So if you're asked everyone to subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed to the network, please do. You can see here 80% of our viewers are not subscribed to the network. So if you're one of those people, please subscribe. It helps us grow, helps us get where we want to be. We have a little bit of a meeting here. See what the plan is. There's 1 out, runners on second and third base. You would think Mohawk almost has to score one of these runs. Second and third with nobody out. That's a tough way to get out of it, that's for sure. There's a bunt, and she's going to get the out at first. Yes. That was a nice bunt. Forces that pitcher to make a decision, and she almost hesitated too long, and that runner beat it out at first, but she did get the out. So there's 2 outs now, and there's a runner on third base here. I'm sure Mohawk would love to score that one as well. Oh, I can change the scoreboard. There's a hard hit. Nice play by short. I don't know if I switched over quick enough. It's a nice play. All right, so Mohawk did score 1, and we'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th. So let's see what Santa can do. Alright, so on Facebook, if you are on Facebook, and if you aren't, I'm jealous, I really am. But if you are, follow us and interact with our posts. I'm monetized on there, so as much interaction as we get, whether you like pictures or comment on them, share them, that all generates income. And the blue line chart on this slide here shows the actual income that we make. So we're averaging about $5 a month now, which isn't a lot, but you know, we're just started doing this and we're newer, so as we get bigger, that will also increase. $5 doesn't pay for much, to be honest with you, but I'm happy. better than nothing. It's definitely going somewhere because last year at this time I wasn't making anything. So we'll keep growing. So we got runners on second and third now for Seneca. And there's a pop-up and a nice play by the catcher. And that'll be the first out. It's a real nice play. So that is the first out. Still have runners at second and third. You can see Mohawk is playing up, playing that bunt. Batting is number 18, Abby. She's 0 for 1. Missed high. One out. Tying run on third, winning run on second. We're here in the international tiebreaker rules. There's a foul ball. This has definitely been a pitcher's duel. Two great pitchers going at it. I'm surprised they're not. There's a bunt. And they got her at home. Did they get her? Or I don't. The way the players reacted, I think. It's hard seeing out here. I'm kind of mad I don't have a home plate camera. Alright, so they called her safe at home. So the game is tied once again with runners on first and third. There's one out, and that runner on third base is the winning run. I was going to say, I think I would have probably walked her to load the bases, get that force at home. It's hard to defend home plate without a force. And that runner, if you walk her to first, it's not like she's the winning run. The winning run's already on second. So I think I'd even walk her now. Get that force out at home. In high school, I think you have to actually walk her. Like you can't. There's a hit to third, play at home. Gets her out. Nice play. It's like a half second behind every camera switch. Boy, that makes you mad. All right. So now this is interesting. So you have runners on first and third, I believe. And there you go. I would have done that before, but this girl, Lexi, she can hit a ton. So we have bases loaded with 2 outs. Winning run on third base. Time is called. Got a courtesy runner for the pitcher. That runner there doesn't mean much of anything other than trying not to get forced out at second. And let's see what happens. Nice pitch. I believe that was a changeup there. It's tie. One ball and one strike. It is the 6th inning, but time has expired, so they're trying to finish this game here. Winning run is on third base. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. And we have a 1-1 count on the batter. There's a hit. And that gets through, and that'll be the winning run. So it's good to win that game on a hit, especially after such a long game without many base runners. That was a good one. So we're about 15 minutes late here. Probably, I would imagine we won't start until, what time is it? 4. So we'll be half hour late on schedule. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with the second semifinal game. This one was a good one. Seneca wins 2-1.